What is pay compression? Pay compression occurs when there is minimal difference in compensation between employees, regardless of differing skill sets, knowledge, experience, etc. This can occur between employees in the same or similar role, or between a supervisor and his or her subordinates. What causes pay compression? Pay compression can result from a variety of factors, and some are isolated issues, while others are more widespread. Organizations that are not careful to address pay compression may find themselves struggling to find talent and risk litigation for pay inequity. Inflation, market movement. As the market continues to move forward with inflation, cost of living, etc., the cost to attract and retain talent also increases. Organizations can find themselves struggling with pay compression when they have not increased existing incumbents' pay aggressively enough and find they are forced to pay new candidates more than the existing incumbents. An employee market labor shortage. When the labor market favors employees, employers are always met with challenges in their recruiting and retention efforts. This can result in substantially higher pay rates required simply to attract the right talent. The result can be inequity for existing incumbents. Minimum wage increases. Increases to minimum wage, whether local, state, or federal, can have an impact on what employers need to pay to attract the right talent. Not only do increases to minimum wage affect the starting rates for some positions, but this can also impact those already holding those positions. Likewise, if the pay rates increase substantially for individual incumbents, the supervisor for those employees often experience pay inequity as the gap in pay between supervisor and subordinate narrows. Competitors. When a competing employer begins to pay higher wages for similar roles, organizations often find themselves with the same consequences as an increase to minimum wage. Starting wages often increase to compete, and salary increases for existing staff may also be required too. Hot jobs and skills. When a particular job or skill is in high demand, organizations are often forced to pay a premium for that talent. However, compression occurs when existing incumbents are not paid comparably for their skills and experience as the market increases. Organizations that are not careful to address pay compression may find themselves struggling to find talent and risk litigation for pay inequity. Problems that result from pay compression. While pay compression can result from a variety of factors, any organization facing pay compression will likely encounter one or more consequences. Turnover. When employees are dissatisfied with their pay, especially when they believe they can easily find another employer who will pay them more, turnover is likely. While all organizations experience turnover, the cost implications of unwanted turnover can be substantial. Pay inequity. Perhaps the most concerning issue with pay compression is pay inequity. When employees in the same or similar roles are not being paid appropriately for what they do, the experience they bring, etc., the organization is at great risk for litigation. Poor morale. When there is dissatisfaction with pay, there is a negative impact on morale. Employees are less engaged and motivated at work and may even allow this to be reflected in their work. Morale is contagious, so keeping it high is immensely important. How to address pay compression. There are a variety of ways that organizations choose to address pay compression, and approaching this from multiple angles is essential. Reevaluation. Before addressing individual pay levels, it's always important to ensure that your positions are properly evaluated and in the appropriate pay grade. Identify triggers. Just as we solve any other problem, it's important to research and determine the actual triggers causing the pay compression. Factors like minimum wage, competitors' pay rates, and merit increases that don't keep up with inflation are common culprits. Leverage range compression tool. Not only is addressing the pay rates for employees important, in instances where the minimum starting pay rate is increasing substantially, an adjustment to the pay ranges may be needed before you can address individual pay rates. To address the issue of compression, Compease users can request access to a range compression tool to adjust the non-exempt ranges. Apply pay adjustments. In certain instances, employees may require a pay increase to maintain pay equity. The size of adjustments should be determined by multiple variables, such as time in position, compa ratio, performance, or pay grade.